going on, Vikings fans? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Patrick Siepman. Now, coming up on today's show, we got a fun one. We're going to talk about the Falcons game, and even though the Vikings are 5.5-point favorites, I expect them to get a win this weekend. I'm still going to discuss a possibility, like what would need to happen for the Falcons to beat the Vikings, and then on the second half of today's show, our mailbag where we answer your questions. But we do have a Falcons channel here at Chat Sports, and they got 30K subs. We have 43,000 subs. I want to extend this lead to 14,000 before kickoff this Sunday. So if you guys haven't already, hit that sub button. Get the latest around your Minnesota Vikings. I post a video damn near twice a day here on the channel. So if you guys want more Vikings content on your YouTube page, just hit that sub button and also click that notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. I completely forgot about this, that I put this in the script of today's show. I saw this meme on Twitter, John Daly, Tiger Woods, and it says the Falcons 6-6 with Kirk Cousins, and then it had the Vikings 10-2 without Kirk Cousins. I thought this was absolutely hilarious, and I thought you guys would get a chuckle out of it. But let's talk about the game here. So the Vikings will lose if the Falcons are able to establish a run, setting up the play-action shots for our guy, Kirk Cousins. Now, as we know, when Kirk was with the Vikings, what was his bread and butter? It was the play-action passes. He would hit the intermediate routes over the middle of the field. I mean, that really, we always see Justin Jefferson running those 15-yard digs over the middle of the field. He's been doing that for the last, 5 seasons of his career, mainly. Darnold excels in those throws, and obviously Kirk Cousins excels in those throws as well. But we saw it last week with this defense. With no Ivan Pace in this lineup, their rush defense kind of got gashed a little bit. Now, I'll set this up. So 31 carries, 154 yards, 5 yards per carry. It's not insane. It's not like they're running for 8 yards a carry and went for over 200. But this was the concerning part. Their longest rush was only 19 yards. So what does this mean? It's not like they had 154 yards on 31 carries and one of those carries went for 50, 60 yards. They were just consistently pushing you back on that defensive line. They're consistently getting the run game going. Then that set up for Kyler to get outside the pocket, make plays happen. And, the Falcons, they have a good rushing offense. Now, understand the ranks here. They're only 14th in the National Football League at 117.8 rush yards per game. But a big reason for this, a lot of their wins this season, they've had to come back. So they're just naturally throwing the football more. But they got a two-headed monster. Number one, Bijan Robinson. I think he's a top 3 running back in the NFL. I'd probably go with him, Gibbs, and Saquon. He is truly electric with the ball in his hands. And he also has that dual threat ability. 51 catches on the year, 392 yards. But, his running mate, the physical bruising style running back, Tyler Algier, he could probably start for about 20 NFL teams. He's a great running back as well. And they have a good offensive line. I do think it's a little overrated, but if you let these two get going, man, it would set up our old friend over here, Kirk Cousins, to have a game. Now, Kirk, he's coming off some bad games. He's thrown 6 picks, 0 touchdowns in the last 3 games. But if you guys remember, when he was our quarterback, how many times were we ready to say, man, we need to cut Kirk Cousins. He needs to get off this football team. And then he would rip off 3 straight games of just playing really, really good football. I am very concerned that could happen this weekend. And also this, the 2 losses for the Vikings this season, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, statuesque quarterbacks, not a lot of mobility, and the defense was carved up from intermediate routes over the middle of the field. What's Kirk Cousins' bread and butter here? It's those types of throws. So I still think the Vikings are going to win. I still have faith in them moving to 11-2 on the season. But I just can't get this out of my head that I could see Kirk celebrating on the field after having a big-time performance. Like, oh, Kirk Cousins bounced back. The Falcons got the AFC or NFC South locked up. But we'll see how it plays out this Sunday. But we'll ask you guys this. Predict the score. Vikings versus Falcons in US Bank Stadium. I think the offense is going to put on a show. I think they're going to score 30+. I'll go 31. You know what? I'll do this. I'll go 31-23, but I think it's going to be a lot of garbage time points for the Falcons and this Kirk Cousins offense. So that's what I'll go, but you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Now, we got a mailbag coming up here in just a sec, but I do want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Game Time. If you guys download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS, you guys will get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Now, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. And if you guys see on the left side of your screen right now, they got NFC wildcard tickets and NFC divisional round tickets. So if you guys want to take advantage, you get $20 off. Maybe you think the Vikes are going to get the number 1 seed and host a home playoff game. Hey, download the Game Time app, use promo code ChatSports, and they also have a sweet feature. You guys can actually get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you even buy. So you guys are guaranteeing yourself to get a great look at whatever event you are going to go to. So download the Game Time app today, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It is game time. Oh, Z, cool. We're starting with this one, huh? All righty. So where were you when Blair Walsh missed that infamous field goal? And where were you when the Minneapolis Miracle happened? So quick story here. I was in my basement. I was a sophomore in high school when Blair Walsh missed a kick, and I apologize to my mom and dad, but I put a hole in our basement wall after he missed it. I literally turned around and just punched a wall, and my fist went through it. It was a bad look for me, not my finest moment. But for the Miracle, same situation. I was just watching in my basement with a bunch of my buddies over, and it was truly one of the happiest moments of my life. So there's my story for you, Z. Cool. But Jake, that guitar player, $20 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Saying my hot take is more of a question, but clearly we have some of the best wide receivers in the game and tight end. But I feel like we need another Adrian Peterson, especially with Aaron Jones struggling. What's your thoughts? Jake, I am totally with you. If I had the pick, my first round pick for the Vikings next season, it would obviously be Genty, star running back from Boise State, because I love that dynamic of, if you have that superstar running back, and we've already seen it with the Eagles this past year. Like them having Saquon Barkley, you just get those linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage. That opens up the deep shots to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Like we've seen his impact, and even the year before with Christian McCaffrey going to the Niners. So, Jake, I'm with you. If I had to kind of power rank my top 3 positions of need in the draft, kind of a icing on the cake pick, but it would be the running back position. Number 2 would have to be cornerback. And then number 3, I would probably say either interior defensive or offensive lineman. So that's what I would do there. Rocky coming in saying, any chance Cam Robinson returns next year? I've seen this idea floated out there on Vikings Twitter, potentially moving Cam Robinson inside where he's playing guard because, obviously when Darisaw comes back, that's his left tackle position. They're not going to, give that up to Robinson. But, maybe you bump him in the left guard or right guard if they continue to struggle at that interior. But I also think if he ends up getting a massive deal somewhere else at the left tackle spot because they just get paid more than guards, even though last year in free agency, guards got paid pretty well. So I don't know, maybe, but I'd probably say less than 5%. Scolger saying, will Daniel Jones be active at all the rest of the year? 100%. And main reason why it's not for him to be the backup quarterback. The Vikings will get a 3rd-round comp pick if Daniel Jones is just active for one single game. So he just needs to be active for a game. It ends up with the calculator with Kirk Cousins leaving, Danielle Hunter leaving. If Daniel Jones is active one game and he does not return to the Vikings this offseason, we will get a 3rd-round comp pick. So I fully expect them to be active at least one game this season. Myers World saying, do you think the Vikings will make it to the Super Bowl this year? I want to say yes. Like, obviously. I don't know. See, I'm in a mental battle right now. I think the Vikings are undervalued, and I think they're underrated still, even at 10-2. But also, and I get mad at you guys all the time for having the Sam Darnold blinders on, where you keep on thinking about the guy that was with the New York Jets, that was with the Carolina Panthers, and he's just not that guy anymore. But I call this the confetti test. Everybody close your eyes. Can you see Sam Darnold with the confetti raining over the top of him, hoisting that Lombardi trophy? I'm still fighting that battle. But you know what, Myers World, obviously I'm going to say yes to this one. EV coming in, saying, should the Minnesota Vikings sign Leonard Fournette, playoff Lenny, for the playoffs? I'm going to say no on this one. I don't know how much juice he has left in that tank of his, but hey, I'm cool with running with Aaron Jones, Cam Akers. Even saw Ty Chandler get some work last week, so I'm going to say no on playoff Lenny for the Vikes. Last question coming in from Z Cool, saying, will Sam Darnold be too expensive for our pocketbooks this offseason, or will he want to stay in this amazing culture? Great question there. You know, people ask me this all the time. Like, if I'm hanging out with friends, I'm doing whatever. Oh, the Vikings bringing Sam Darnold back. I get asked that all the time, and I still say I'm not going to give a take on this until, you know, the playoffs come and go and we really get a full sample size of, you know, what he could be as a good NFL quarterback. But if I'm Sam Darnold and I'm his agent, I think, one, yes, you could go get money somewhere else. Like, there will be a team that will offer more than what the Vikings are going to want to offer. But is it all about money? Because what if he goes somewhere else and it's not the same support system? You're not playing with the weapons like we have here in Minnesota. You're not playing for Kevin O'Connell. Like, what if he just fizzles out again? And, like, that's his NFL career. Like, bam. Okay, you went to the Vikings for 1 year, had a great year, but then let's just say, like, the Raiders gave you the bag, and, you know, they're a terrible organization. And then he fizzles out there. Like, his NFL career is done. So if I had to give my ideal contract that's fair to both Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings, I would say, Sam, 2-year, $50 million deal. You get $25 million a year. Understand that's probably under market value. I mean, Spotrac, their projection is $32.5 million for him. Listen, if you would say yes to a 2-year, $50 million deal, I'm doing it. And then JJ, he just follows that Jordan Love path where he is going to sit for 3-4 seasons, and then we'll go from there. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's show. And if you guys made it to the end, just give me a skull down below in the comments section. Fired up for the game this weekend, and I'm sure you guys are as well. So give me a skull down below. And then also, I'm on Twitter, @PatSiepes. Give me a follow over there if you want more Vikings content on your Twitter or X timeline. See you guys next time. As always, Skol Vikes.